Thanks for watching Endgame Economics. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. It's completely free for you, and it helps us continue making more videos like this.
At 5:21 p.m. on Friday, June 12, 2026, a letter from the U.S. Commerce Department arrived at Anthropic's headquarters in San Francisco. Within hours, the company was forced into a corner. Two of the most capable AI models on Earth went dark. The government directive ordered Anthropic to suspend all access to its newest models by any foreign national. But because the company couldn't instantly separate U.S. citizens from foreign nationals across hundreds of millions of users, they had to flip the kill switch for everyone. This was a mandatory global recall of billions of numbers on a server. Exactly 2 weeks later, OpenAI released their own flagship models, but they didn't get a kill switch. Instead, they avoided a shutdown by limiting their rollout and letting the federal government approve their customer list one by one. The letter that forced Anthropic offline was signed by Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. The cross-agency approvals that allowed OpenAI to quietly bypass a shutdown were reportedly advised by that exact same office. Different tools, same hand on the lever. For years, the story in Washington was all about keeping regulators completely away from AI. In the span of a single month, that strategy vanished, replaced by an invisible backdoor licensing regime, where the government decides which customers are allowed to access American intelligence. The official justification for the shutdown is fairly straightforward. Government officials claimed they panicked after receiving a tip that Anthropic's new Mythos model possessed dangerous, autonomous cyber attack capabilities. But the source of that tip complicates the narrative. The warning about this so-called jailbreak was carried to Washington by Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, an investor in Anthropic and a direct rival in the tech space. Anthropic publicly pushed back against the panic. They published a technical rebuttal explaining that this technique wasn't a doomsday weapon. It was a narrow, publicly known defensive strategy that cybersecurity professionals use every single day, and one that rival models could already perform. You also have to look at the history between this administration and the specific company. 4 months prior, Anthropic refused to waive its contractual restrictions for the Pentagon. They told the military they could not use their AI for mass domestic surveillance or for fully autonomous weapon systems. The response was severe. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth officially designated Anthropic a supply chain risk. Historically, that specific label is reserved for hostile foreign state entities like Huawei, not startups operating out of San Francisco. You have a private company suing the government over a military contract dispute, and the government wielding national security authorities to shut down that company's most valuable product. The motives and the merits are entirely braided together. Enforcing this shutdown required a massive legal stretch. Export laws were built in the 20th century to control physical things, stopping boxes of computer chips from crossing physical borders. Software running in a browser doesn't have a border. To get around that, the Commerce Department retrofitted the Export Administration regulations. They targeted the model's digital weights and any active user sessions, effectively giving themselves the legal authority to restrict anyone on Earth from talking to the code. The scaffolding for this move was poured 10 days earlier. President Trump signed a June 2nd executive order that asked AI companies to voluntarily give the federal government access to their models up to 30 days before they release them to the public. The text heavily relies on the term covered frontier model, but it pointedly leaves that term undefined. Instead, it kicks the designation over to a classified benchmarking process run by the NSA. Tech companies are held to a threshold they aren't allowed to see. The framework claims to be voluntary, but by combining undefined terms, classified benchmarks, and the threat of export controls, Washington engineered a legal backdoor to act as the ultimate gatekeeper for American AI. Exactly 48 hours after the U.S. ordered Anthropic to cut foreign access, Beijing made a massive strategic countermove. A Chinese lab called ZAI shipped a 744 billion parameter model called GLM 5.2. They released it entirely for free. The developers held a press conference explicitly framing the open-source release as a direct response to America's geopolitical restriction of AI access. This chart illustrates the financial reality driving the market. We are looking at the cost per million output tokens for flagship U.S. models, compared directly against their open-weight Chinese competitors. The Chinese models operate at a 10 to 20 times price gap, while keeping pace on long-horizon coding tasks. As we map this globally, the structural flaw in Washington's strategy becomes obvious. You can use the law to shut down a centralized American server. You cannot recall an open-weight model that is already living on 10 million hard drives around the planet. This migration was already underway when the shutdown hit. By May 2026, Chinese open-weight models handled over 60% of all tokens consumed on major neutral routers. The June directives simply confirmed the fears of global developers that American models were no longer a reliable dependency for their businesses. AI models improve through interaction. When you lock away the leading American software, you force the global developer community to take their feedback, their bug testing, and their innovations to the Chinese alternatives. Washington succeeded in building a kill switch for its own technology, but the immediate result of locking the doors in America was ceding the market for global AI adoption to Beijing's open-source ecosystem.